everybody. Welcome to The Real You. I am your host, MC Charlene. And now, today, I'm sitting with the one and only Phill Bill, Cameroonian artist Phill Bill. Yes, Phill Bill is a multiple award-winning Cameroonian artist, singer, songwriter, producer, celebrated for his exceptional contribution to Afrobeats, Afropop, and urban music in Cameroon and Central Africa. Today, we will explore his journey, inspirations, and impact on the global music scene. Yes, Phill Bill, welcome.
Thank you.
Shamba.
Sure.
Welcome to The Real You.
Thank you.
This show is all about you. It's all about getting to know you. So feel free to tell me anything and tell us, the audience, everything that we want to know and we need to know about you. First, let's start with Phill Bill. Who is Phill Bill?
Phill Bill is an African artist all the way from Cameroon, Central Africa. Hails from the southwest region of Cameroon, the subdivision, but I grew up in Oya. And I do Afro music, Afro fusion. I call my style of music Bikosa. Yeah, Bikosa is a philosophy that ameliorates all Cameroonian sonorities into contemporary. Yeah, be it Makosa, we all know Makosa, Pikutsi, Bensikin, Bottle Dance, Njang. I bring all the sonorities into contemporary. Like I urbanize them, fuse them with all the African genres of the music. So, Phill Bill has been trying his best to make sure he portrays his culture out there to the world globally. Because, back in the days, we used to have the legends from Cameroon musically, from the Mandi Bangles to the Rishabona, to the Diambos, That I just feel like it came a time when the music actually, dropped, and my vision is to bring it back for the world to get to know more about Cameroonian music. So Phill Bill, you already know, he's all the way from Cameroon. We're trying to export his music out there to the world for the people to know what Cameroon music is all about.
So tell us about Phill Bill, the child from Cameroon. Let's talk about that. How you grew up.
Where I come from, with the belief that musicians are lazy people.
That's true.
Yeah, that they're lazy. And from the it's not like now that my parents, when they see that I'm going global, they now believe in what I'm doing. But my beginning wasn't that easy. It was just all about school, 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 school. Yeah, lucky enough, I had I completed my education like from my level. My BSc from the University of Boya. I did study performing and visual arts.
Wow.
So it was cinematography, music, dance, architecture, all those things. My parents were really on my neck. They were like, "No, you need to finish school." And I actually did a minor in journalism. My dad wanted me to work at CLTV, Cameroon Radio Television, but I hesitated because I just want to be my own entrepreneur. I never want to work for someone. I just want to focus more on the music business and music itself. So I had a very difficult moment with my parents, especially my dad.
Yeah.
There were some times when he would come to the studio, send some boys to back me up, flog me very, very well. Yeah, just because he just wanted me to focus more on my studies. But today, they're
enjoying the money. They're chopping the money. Did your father apologize? Like, I'm my son, I'm sorry.
My dad, he's just like, what actually made my dad, because my granddad used to be a singer too.
Yeah.
So my granddad once warned my father that let that child do what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's a singer. Have you forgotten that I'm also a singer?
Yeah.
So, and apart from that, my dad has done everything to make sure that I stop music. He even he took me to church. Guess what? As we are right at the door, getting into the church, the man of God just sighted me from this. That,
oh yeah,
I'm seeing you with the microphone. Like, I was just like, oh God, oh God, what am I going to do? So all means, he even sent me to one town called Moyuka. It's like kind of it's like kind of suburb, for me, because I grew up in Boya, the lifestyle, everything. But where my dad sent me to Moyuka, it's actually urban rural. Let me put it like that. It's more rural because there are a lot of buy and sell and there. A lot of people who do agriculture.
Yeah.
So he sent me right to the suburb.
Yeah.
Call it Owe, for me to go school there. And guess what? the guy came and opened a studio just beside that village.
Oh, that's your destiny.
So
Your destiny.
everywhere I go, music has always
Yeah.
been. So my
Wow.
aunt then, because I was living with my aunt, just told
Yeah.
my dad that, you know what,
Just let him do music. Yeah.
because I've opened a studio just beside
Yeah.
the
Period.
So it has been
So
an easy journey, but today, thank God.
yeah. So growing up in Cameroon, how did your environment? You say you grew up in a suburb. How did that influence your music?
First of all, my granddad, like I said earlier, is a singer. He was a singer, sorry, a choir master. My mom also was a choir mistress. So I already grew up around people who sing music, who do music, who sing.
Yeah.
And apart from that, I have friends who were also people who do music, love hip hop back in the days of Craig David's, the Westlife and everything. And I listened to a lot of old school music back in the days. That's why it has a lot of influence in the sound that I do today. I try to bring those old school sounds into contemporary. Yeah. So I grew up listening to a lot of Toto Guillaume, Manuti Bangzo, Bendika, you know, Uti Francoise, and also a melody of R. Kelly, Craig David. Who didn't grow up listening to them? Yeah, so it's like, the millennials, so they'll definitely. It got to a time where I think Nigerian music got into the picture. I just took over the likes of Two Face, P Square, then we had the sound, Plantation Boys of Two Face. What about Congo? I mean, yeah, Congo too. Yeah, Congo, we have the
Dombolo,
Papa
Coffee.
Wheat
Yes,
Bands,
yes.
I think then you just had CRTV, Clipbox. We were forced to watch Clipbox because that's where you actually discover this sound. So the likes of even Ismailo, so many of them, that actually influenced my music. Then there came a time where you had the Nigerian music, Downfall Driver, Madam Moses, Square,
I remember.
Face, and listen to all this music and the Westlife
That
too.
inspired you.
It inspired me a lot, and I had to travel to Nigeria. Yeah, to go, because my friends were like, "Yeah, why don't your mom, go meet your mom?"
Nigeria is the capital of Africa. That's what we call it.
Around 2003, 4. So I went there. I went to Everrise Music where I studied sound engineering and music production. Yeah, from there I came back. When I was singing, people were like, "You sing like Nigerian." It actually disturbed me a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me try to go back to my roots, know about the historical background about Cameroon music. So I had to go do a lot of research, listen to old school music. Then I started bringing it down to contemporary. So most of these sounds actually contributed a lot. So when I create music today, it's just like the sounds, they actually had a place, or they have a place in my subconscious.
Yeah.
They keep coming. There's always a small touch of old school music in my mind.
Yeah.
They played a vital role in my.
So the name Phill Bill, that's not your first name, is
it? Bill is actually my name.
Yeah.
Feel is like feeling.
Yeah.
Like feel me, feel Bill. So, but the feel, I had to make it I had to make it sound musical. Like,
yes, Phill Bill.
Feel with the PHILL, not like the FEEL. Because, you know what I mean? Stylish.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like the Phil Collins, like Feel Bill.
So before you went solo, you were in a boy group called Rhythms, and you guys were doing very well. The combination of you and him, it was really good. And suddenly, boom! What happened?
Some people are asking that question. Like, I've never.
Tell me what happened. I want to know. Okay, I want to know what happened.
Life is all about vision.
Uh-huh.
We all humans can't just be walking on this earth without you having a vision. You need to plan your future, know where you're headed to. So it got to a point where we realized that we had different visions.
Okay.
He had his, I had mine, and they were not, they were not amicable. So, and we decided to, well, we're good. We still talk. Most people think we have problems. No, there's no problem between my brother and I. Came as the K. We were still good. We separated amicably and we decided to follow. If you can see, I'm still on my Picosa vibe. He loves Afro fusion, Afro beats, and he's released a couple of songs. And myself, I've been releasing songs. So we just had different visions, and I think that was before the release of Shabasiko, the global hit.
Yeah, that song is really good.
So I think we just had different visions and we decided to follow our paths.
Okay. Tell me about your creative process.
Myself, I can explain. because sometimes the way I create music, I feel like there's a spirit that is in me that just make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I always look around me, surroundings,
Mm-hmm.
look at the people, the public that I seek to, their mentality, their psychology, their philosophy, what they perceive, what they love to hear. So those are the things that I pick to create my music. And there's always this touch of old school, because to give them that nostalgic feeling. Because even the kids, the Gen Zs, they know about Bendeka, they know about Shabona, they know about Manu Dibango. So I always make sure that there's a touch of old school. That sound shouldn't fade away. It's like giving them a retentive memory about our music from the base. So me creating music in the studio is always like I'm like a crazy person. I just tick 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 tick, even from the piano, even from the Afrobeats itself. I just melange everything, the R&B. I just melange everything and I give it to them, but with a touch of Cameroonian sound to it. So
Yeah. Cameroon is two parts, English and French. And you said you're from the English part of Cameroon, but you sing a lot in French. But that wasn't the case before, because I remember before you used to sing a lot more in English. But the fact that the French is the majority and the English part is the minority, so I do get that you have to sing in French. But how has that affected your relationship with your English speaking people?
um I think the energy is still there. Nothing has changed. No leave, no transfer.
No leave, no transfer. So they are still supporting
They're
you.
still supporting me.
Are you sure? Because right now, people that are viewing you, they see you as a French artist. You just recently got nominated, right, as a Francophone artist on Trace Awards. So, right, people are seeing you like, oh, this Phil, he's now French, he has forgotten about his roots. You know how it is.
Never.
I read it. I read it. So, what do you say about that?
I don't want to continue a war that I didn't start it. I'm sorry.
Correct.
I'm just being a business person, and quite fortunate enough, the Francophones are the ones who pay for the shows.
Yeah, because that's the
Are the ones who
majority.
have the market
Yeah.
because they are the majority.
Yes.
And we are being controlled by people or by Francophones who are the majority. You understand? I need to eat. I'm sorry. Hey, so I've been singing in English all my life.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
never paid off.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
The day I started singing in French, it paid me
It
off.
paid up.
So why shouldn't I? I need to feed my family. I need to export my sound to go further. And lucky enough, my song is out there, like globally. Like if I can I go to France, I walk down the streets, people figure me out. Like Phill Bill, they sing my music. I go to restaurants, I want to eat. Hey, Phill Bill, they identify me. I go to other countries, Belgium. I go even to UK, which is English speaking. They sing "Baby Don't Name One Like Clay." Are you kidding me? It's just music, the way you put it out there. And apart from that, my music carry 60% French, 40% English.
Okay.
Pidgin English and English itself. You listen to Shabasiko, you listen to La Clé, you listen to Bikosa. Yeah, it's English. You just that them Anglophones, they always complain all the time. But I'm sorry, bro.
You hear the Anglophones? Stop complaining.
That's the truth. They love to complain. I understand because we're the minority.
Yeah.
Fact. But I'm a business person too. Apart from being a singer, I need to make some money. So it's not as if I'm setting aside the Anglophone. No, if you listen to my songs, you hear English inside. It's just that they just want me to sing completely in English. No, Cameroon is a bilingual country, so I need to melange the two languages together to make it sound better and to make people know that I'm from Cameroon. So it needs to be bilingual. So I'm sorry, it's not as if Trace. I'm being nominated in Trace as a francophone artist. Francophone art because why? Because francophones are the majority. If you get out there, people look Cameroon as a francophone country. It's just quite unfortunate. But I just hope that maybe in the years to come, we're gonna have a government where they give privileges to also the Anglophones more to let people know that hey, it's not just French.
Because right now there's kind of like a rift between the French and the English. We're not going to go into politics, okay? But I'm just saying that okay, now there's a rift between the French and the English, and I'm English, so power to my people. But I do get where you're coming from in terms of that you want to make music and you want to sell.
And apart from the money, basically, I'm just trying to sell my culture. I'm not doing tribalism. I'm not doing favoritism.
Yeah.
I'm just doing Cameroon.
We're going to go on a little break and we'll be right back. And we are back. Phill, tell me. As an artist, I know there must be a lot of challenges, either by being creative or actually just having money problems, or like we mentioned before, English, French, the problem there. What are your challenges that you face as an artist in Cameroon? Tell us more about that.
There are a lot of challenges. A lot. Because I come from a country where it's French and English. So
Yeah.
and a lot of ethnic groups.
Yes.
And a country where there's a little bit of tribalism into it. So
Oh, yeah. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. So it's not an easy one.
No.
But we try our best to myself. I try my best to use my sound to make these people feel like they're one. You know. So one of my challenges I have is the fact that, like for example, when I did Shabasiko, I had an issue, and the first were complaining, why is he singing Asikozi Basa? The Bamileke were complaining, why can't you do a little bit of Bentikin? So there was this issue of tribalism. I was like, so now I'll try my possible best to put a little bit of spice of this different cultures in one music, one sound.
Yeah, that's the task. It's a heavy task.
Yeah. Secondly, I think we have a problem with sound. But lucky enough, some of us have been trying so hard to bring it forth. Like for example, so many Cameroonians were trying to do Afro beats, like from the Nigerian sound and everything. So it took us time. Some of us, like myself, Chris M, Local, who tried to bring in Cameroonian cultural sound. Same with how did they call this other guy, Adile Solsi. So I think now some artists are gradually following the trend and trying to represent where they're coming from, because as an artist, the only thing that identifies you is where you come from, and that comes from the sound.
Yeah.
So I think those are one of the challenges of which we are trying to overcome them. So and also too, challenge we have challenges with most Cameroonians love foreign music, love foreigners, love outside things that come from outside.
But I would think that is because of the trends that is happening. People pay attention to TikTok. If Davido's music is trending, that's what everybody in the world is following. Or is there another reason?
They love to follow trends from outside, but they don't follow the ads. They don't take the ads and put it out into the world. They need to be proud of their own trends.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, they love when things come from up there.
Yeah.
Like the way I promote my music, I always make sure I come from outside before coming inside.
Yeah.
Like I need to go up there. If the Siketo kids dance to Shabasiko or to Bikusa,
that's where they
come in like, oh, okay, if they can dance to music, we need to jump on that challenge. And so I think this was some of the challenge, and also financial issues.
Yeah.
In the beginning it was really tough. Now that things are really getting, I even go out and shoot my videos. But I think apart from me, other artists they face a lot of difficulties when it comes to financing their projects and everything.
Yeah. It's all about money. I mean, music is money. That's why I can never be a musician. Never.
I think so far those are the challenges.
I like to keep my money. I don't like to spend it and don't make you back. No, I understand. Yeah. So you have collaborated with a lot of artists. Who would you say was your favorite?
My favorite. I always say this in one of my guys. Obviously, like she's a Nigerian singer. Yeah, I think is French Africa, Francophone Africa. She's been known as a queen.
Oh wow. Yeah. I've never heard of her before. I'm sorry, but that's cool. Roseline Layo. Yeah, so we haven't released the project yet, but I think that's the best collaboration I've ever done in my entire career. Oh, I'm excited. Maybe I still have projects to come in, but I'm excited. So far from now, I think that's the best collaboration. It was so easy. It's the flowing, everything was just on top notch, and she's too inspired and very, very talented. I didn't face difficulties in the studio with her. That's good. So, talking about working, you mentioned she's a woman. When you work with female artists, is that a challenge? Because I know musicians, they like women, Rumor has it that musicians like women. male musicians, of course.
Women inspire musicians.
Yeah, but tell me about it. Do you find it difficult when you work with women? Let me see, you're working with a really hot, talented, fine girl. She's the sweet voice. She's very good looking. Do you keep it professional or do you like, hello baby, how are you?
The funny part there is that when I'm
Mhm.
doing music, I'm like a kid.
You're like a
I
kid.
don't even think any other thing apart from just producing music.
Okay.
I'm so innocent like a kid.
Are you sure?
Because I
Okay.
love doing music.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. I've worked with a lot of hot, beautiful, sexy
Mm-hmm.
artists, but
Yeah.
nothing has ever worked like.
Yeah, because I used to hear that producers, because you're a very, very talented producer, you produce a lot of
Most of
music.
the female artists.
Yeah, yeah.
First
And
on camera.
yeah, you write, you produce, you're not only a musician, you are the king of production in Cameroon. That's a fact. But I've heard that sometimes producers tell women that, listen, I'll do this song for you if you give me what I want, if you know what I'm saying.
Except those women.
So are you
Those women in Cameroon, they're the ones that they're trying to raise and propose things like that.
really?
Yeah, some of them though, not all. Some
No,
of them.
some of them they'll be
Yeah,
like, "Do me, I do
like do
you,
this,
my
I'll do this.
eh."
But for me, on my personal, like who I am, like I said, I'm just so serious when it comes to music. That's it. That's it.
What are your next projects?
This year, 2025, I'm working on my EP.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to release an album, but I think it's not yet time.
That's
So
good.
right now, I'm just trying to, create a larger fan base,
Mm-hmm.
explore new countries, new areas where my music hasn't reached yet,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, I can release an album. But for
Wow,
now, it's just an EP.
we need
An
that
EP
album
with
though.
with some couple of collaborations, international collaborations, and
Mm-hmm.
also fine-tuned Picosa vibes into it. Apart from that, I have a couple of shows that I'll be doing out of the country too.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm already done with Cameroon. Now I
Mm-hmm.
just need to start experientiating my music.
And international.
Exactly.
That's good. You're doing a great job, I must say. I must say. So let's talk about you. Yeah. When you're in the house by yourself, who is Phil then? Is it the star or is it just a guy? Do you sit and play PlayStation? Do you meditate? Okay, or do you always have that star vibe that you look at yourself even when you're in the mirror, like, yeah, I'm the star. Or are you like Zen when you're by yourself?
First and foremost, I'm an artist. I'm not a star. Everybody can be a star, but not everybody can be an artist.
Right.
Yeah. There are
Okay.
artists and there are stars.
Yes, yes.
So I'm an artist.
Mm.
Most of my time I spend in the studio. I'm so obsessed when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Apart from a singer, I'm also a music producer. So
Yeah.
my schedule is really tight. But
Yeah.
once in a while, I find myself playing PlayStation, go
Yeah.
out there, play basketball with some of my friends,
Yeah.
and swimming sometimes.
Yeah.
The ones in the blue ones, not like all the time.
So Phil, tell me, what do you do when you're being attacked by the media? There's a lot of drama about you on the media. What is it that you do? Do you respond or do you just go silent?
Silence.
Silent.
I reply with silence and hard work.
Really?
Yeah, because I've once been there before where people were bashing on social media, especially when I separated with my colleague.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, you're selfish, self-centered." Why? Because they saw me evolving more than him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, but then when things like that do happen, they always want to pay more attention and criticize the stronger side of it.
Especially when they don't know anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they were pushing me to say something, but I didn't because I know that whatever thing that existed between my brother and I just stayed in that room.
Yes, yes.
He never
yes.
came out to say anything myself. I never came out.
That's
People
the
were
best
ones.
way.
So because that's why I always replied them when they had work. During that period, they were not promoting my music, especially from the Anglophone zone. They were not sharing my songs, but I kept doing, kept working, kept doing what I'm best at doing. And today they are forced to share it because
They have no choice.
said,
It's
so
a hit.
before social media, there's me, there's Phill Bill, there's my job, there's my work, there's my career. So except I have an important information to give out there to my people, to my fans. But apart from that, anything that entails bashing or critics and social, I don't.
No, but that's good. You spoke about your projects, and you right now you're doing an EP, but you eventually want to do an album.
Yeah.
Apart from that, your music part, What else do you do?
Mhm.
Nothing else but music? What? No businesses, no
Okay,
other things?
businesses, of course. I have investments. I have things I've indulged myself into. Yeah, uh, some businesses that partner with some. I don't want to mention names, but
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I'm working on that, of course. But I'm like a dormant partner when it comes to that
Yeah.
because I don't have the time to be going there and trying to catch up with the business or see what. I just get the information and
Yeah.
but I'm focused more on the music side. Maybe as time goes on, because my vision is to uh create a big. The record label is already there, but now start signing artists, bringing them in, and try to promote their sounds. But apart from that, I have other businesses that I'm doing, about 3 or 4 businesses that I've endorsed myself into.
That's good. It's always good because I feel it's always important for artists to have a side hustle.
Of course, it's
So,
always
it's very important. A lot of people forget that they get famous and they think that, oh, yes, I've arrived, and then suddenly, boom.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
If you want to go for it,
Yeah. So, what advice would you give upcoming artists in general that want to get into the music industry and they want to do what you do and reach to the level that you have?
you just need to be authentic.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a background knowledge of the sound, where you're coming from. You're Cameroonian, so you need to go know the history of Cameroonian music before venturing into music.
Right.
And I feel like even if there are two types of artists that they do music because it's a vocation, it's a call from above. There are some artists that they do music because of the situation that they find themselves into. So
Right.
if you, whatever situation or whatever condition you find yourself doing music, you need to do research about the background, have a background knowledge of what Cameroon music is all about.
Yeah.
Do your research so as to be authentic and outstanding from the others. You need to be on your lane. You need to have your own sound, because it's the most difficult thing
very
as an
important.
artist or as a musician. Richard Bona has his way of playing his bass. Alaji Toure has his way of playing his bass. Same as, each and every person has his authentic way of rapping.
Very
Jay-Z has his own
important.
way of rapping. Tupac, Kanye West. Same too with, like, before you get into the music, you need to have the background knowledge. You cannot be a rapper without knowing the history of rap music. Without you knowing about, having the knowledge about Biggie Smalls or Tupac.
Yeah.
But ameliorate it, make it sound international so as
Right.
to make you sound authentic. So I
Yeah.
think that's my advice so far. And keep working smart, and know that they'll always exploit you. It's part of the process.
You shared a lot about, okay, people have to be consistent and but at the same time, marketing has a lot to do, right?
Facts.
So how do you market your music to reach the audience that you're targeting?
I have my own traditional method of doing it. Maybe I haven't yet got into that big Sony music coming to the picture to sign me, or Warner Music or Universal. But I distribute my song myself. I invest a lot of money in promoting my music. I mostly work with international influencers, international dancers who are influencers
Yeah.
in promoting my music. I
Very
work with
good.
influencers in the UK. I work with influencers in France. I work with influencers in America. I work with influencers in some parts of Africa, Uganda. I mostly work with them. Those influencers who have a wider fan base, who have the numbers, like number of followers, millions of followers who follow them. Like for example, Shabasiko. I work with Jenny, who is an international dancer in France. She has a wider fan base.
Yeah, Jenny's right.
Yeah, exactly. You have, I work with Ghetto Kids.
Yeah.
I work with so many international,
Great.
I think that's the medium that I use in exporting my music internationally.
Yeah.
Maybe when the bigger distribution or record label comes in, like Warner Music or Sony Music, that's when But for now, that's the method. I distribute myself myself.
Yeah. Lastly, Phil, tell me, what advice do you have to the listeners?
For the listeners, just keep listening to, I don't know if it's international,
International.
wherever you are,
Uh-huh.
keep promoting your artists.
Yes.
Keep showing them love, because that's what triggers them to keep doing the good work, or the producing good music to make you feel, because music is a food to the soul. If just keep showing love to your artists, keep representing your culture, keep making your artists proud of who
Amazing.
they are, and
Keep
God is
making your artists proud.
yeah.
Yeah.
God
Keep
is
pushing them. Great.
Attend their shows, attend their concerts,
Support.
buy their music, support them,
Yeah.
like their posts, share their posts.
Yeah.
With all those elements, I think the world's gonna be a better place, because music is a food to the soul.
Yeah. Your record label is called Shaba
Sound
Music.
music.
So everybody, check out Shaba Music. Check out Phill Bill. Thank you so much for coming to the Real You with MC Charlene. I appreciate you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And that's it for today. Keep tuning in to the Real You with your girl. See you soon.